Hi Tokai University family, my name is Kevin Asano and I graduated from the Japanese language, the Becca program in 1983. Currently, I'm a financial advisor in Honolulu, Hawaii. I was first introduced to the job by a friend who owned his own company as a financial advisor. And I really liked the idea of being able to help people as well as use my education in business. So I thought this was a great marriage to be able to do these two things where I can create long-term relationships and help people in their finances. I think the key to surviving in a global society is to be able to be flexible in different situations. When things come, you need to be able to act and react. If you were to stay rigid and unmoving, then you're going to be passed by. So it's so important that as things change, you have to have that flexibility to be able to change with the changing times and circumstances. The most difficult experience I had at Tokai University was the grueling study and judo training schedule. In the morning, we would have training practice, short breakfast, and then class from 9 to 4:30, and then judo for almost 3 hours, and then study for about 2 to 3 hours every night. And this went on for 6 days a week. So just the wear and tear on my body and my emotions, both mentally and physically, put a toll on me. Also, as you know, Tokai University judo team is very strong. There's no difference back in the 1980s where I was training with some of the strongest players in Japan and in the world, and just getting beaten up every day was so difficult. Life is full of difficulties, trials, hardships. And I think it's so important that we're able to overcome these difficulties. And when I get down and discouraged and I feel like quitting, I always go back to the reason why I'm doing something. What is the goal and what is the purpose that I'm doing that? And when I think back about that, I think back about the decision I made, I gain hope again to know that there's a reason for what I'm doing. And it's not only about myself, it's about a bigger purpose to help other people. One turning point in my life was when I was at Tokai University training in judo. I was getting beaten up every day, discouraged, and I got injured, and I was out of commission for about 2 weeks. During that time, I decided to go down into the basement and see how I can improve my waza, or my technique. And as I went through that, I was able to figure out how to better do my technique. And when I came out of that injury, my technique started to work. And that was the beginning of the ascent up in my level of judo, which eventually led me to be able to compete at the Olympic Games. So something that was negative, where I was injured and I was discouraged, I turned it around to use it as my advantage. One person that I look up to is Nobuyuki Sato. He was my coach while I was at Tokai University. And he had this leadership qualities about him that when he walked into the dojo or into the room, everyone stood at attention. They respected him and they recognized him as a leader. Years later, after I left Tokai and I met with him on occasion, I could see not only the heart that he had for judo, the passion that he had for judo, but the heart that he had for people. That he truly cares, he truly loves people, especially the students that he's worked with. Also, I realized that he had a global mentality. It's not just about building his dojo or building the nation of Japan, the sport of judo, but it's really about spreading knowledge throughout the world and using it through friendships and relationships. So I really look up to him as a man that I emulate and that I respect. My favorite phrase is, happiness begins where selfishness ends. And I realized that true happiness doesn't come from just taking and trying to become successful, getting what you can in life. But I realized that true happiness comes when we become selfless, when we begin to give of ourselves, our time, our energy, our finances. And as we do that, that's when true happiness comes. The most wonderful gift that I've received in life has to be my family. I am so happy to be married to a wonderful woman. We've been married for almost 30 years now, and we have 5 children, 3 daughters of our own, and also we adopted 2 children. So whether it's our own that we bore or the 2 that we adopted, they're the same. We're one family. And I realized that what a wonderful situation to be in where we're in a family. My life has changed with the corona outbreak by having a different perspective on life. Before the corona outbreak, I was busy traveling around the world, busy with my business, busy with Judo, just busy doing a whole lot of things. But with the corona outbreak, we had to stop. I had to stay home. In fact, I've been home, working from home for about 6 months now. And it's been wonderful because it's helped me to take a pause in life, in the busyness of my life, to take a pause and to reflect on what is most important. And again, I come back to the fact that for me, family and friends, relationships are very important. So I really appreciate this time to be able to take a pause, to reflect on life, what is important, and to see where I'm going to be going from here, making plans on where I'm going to be going for the future. The coronavirus can help us live positively by stopping to reflect on what is important in life. I think family, friends, relationships, making a difference in other people's lives. When you think about it, the coronavirus has impacted everyone around the world. All of us have needs, some greater than others. It's a time for us to reflect and see how can we be of service to other people. Instead of just trying to get things for ourselves, instead turn around and see how we can make a difference in other people's lives. I'm proud of being part of Tokai University because of the legacy that has been left by Dr. Matsumaya. What a wonderful educational system that he's left for us here today. We've been able to touch many people around the world. I've been able to develop relationships with friends that I've known for over 30 years, some of my dearest friends. And Tokai continues to be a global leader, to be change agents in the world today. So I can say with pride that I'm a product of Tokai University. Your years at Tokai University as a student will go by very quickly. It's a time where you should cherish. Yes, you'll probably have difficult times, setbacks, but it's so very precious. It's important to your overall growth. Learn as much as you can during these years. Work hard, study hard, build relationships that will hopefully last for the rest of your life. Take what you've learned in these years and use it for the years to come to make a difference in the lives of others. Go Tokai!